Hey, and now I get to talk about Paul Thomas Anderson's newest movie, One Battle After Another, which was billed as inspired by the 1990 novel Vineland by Thomas Pynchon. And it stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Sean Penn, Benicio del Toro again. He was in Inherent Vice, and other people. Okay, so, well, yeah, this is not Vineland. Or Vinland. This is not Vineland. That's the first thing that has got to be said, and the most important thing that's got to be said. It is simply not Vineland. It gets the entire tone and idea of Vineland dead wrong. The revolutionaries in this movie actually carry weapons and actually point weapons at people and threaten people. That didn't happen in Vineland. The revolutionaries in Vineland were 24 FPS, remember, were a film crew. They were filming things and documenting the abuses of the fascist government. They were not out there overthrowing the government. These people are out there overthrowing the government. Totally, totally different idea. And the fact that the government would come down on people toting guns is completely understandable. Whereas coming down on people who are just documenting abuses, that can be portrayed as a violation of freedom, as a violation of freedom of speech and assembly and all those kinds of things. But you don't have a right to carry weapons and point weapons at people and release people from federal incarceration and things of that nature. Rob banks, which they do at one point. So, yeah, totally, totally different. Totally different. And besides, 24 FPS is documenting the late 60s, and the late 60s were, in fact, a chaotic period in which the kinds of things that Pynchon depicts were, in fact, happening. So it is completely set within a realism of these events actually happen. Now, I grew up in the 80s, 90s. I don't recall any gun toting revolutionaries trying to release people from immigration. And so, yeah. So that part of the movie felt like a right wing wet dream. Like, this is just ridiculous and stupid and has no relationship to Vineland whatsoever, no relationship to anything Pynchon's interested in. Pynchon's interested in the ambiguity and the in between and the liminal spaces. An actual revolutionary, Pynchon has no real time for that. Look at Vineland. The main character, Zoid Wheeler, is not a revolutionary. He is a pot smoking hippie who gets involved with a revolutionary, and that revolutionary turns out to be a a double agent. She betrays her entire focus. So no, none of that works. It's complete ridiculousness and it does not work. Now, like I said, I know it's supposed to be based on, but in my opinion, it's not even remotely based on. About the only thing it kind of sort of gets a little bit right is the relationship between the character who replaces Prairie and the character who replaces Zoid. Although, quite honestly, why would you option this film, which apparently was optioned, so Pynchon got paid for the novel. So they had the option. Why would you option this and then change the beautiful name of Prairie and Zoid Wheeler to I mean, totally unforgettable nonsense. What were they even called? Um, uh, Ghetto Pet Calhoun, Rocket Man, Bob Ferguson. That is Zoid, and Perfidia. Yeah, Perfidia is what Frenezy or Free and Easy came out to be for Perfidia, really. And not just Perfidia, but Perfidia Beverly Hills. It's even a bad name from a Pynchonian point of view. It's just not good at all. And then Chase Infinity was playing Willa Ferguson, which is the daughter, Willa. I guess, strong willed or something. I don't know. But Prairie is such a better name, has such better resonance. And then what they did to DL is just a travesty. DL, Deandra, uh, two thumbs down. No, bad. What they did with Oh, I don't remember his name. The sensei in this movie is called, what is his name? Uh, it's Sergio St. Carlos. Yeah, yeah, Sergio St. Carlos. And what is he doing? Again, more right wing fever dream is he is housing a whole bunch of undocumented immigrants in his apartment complex. Okay, again, just no. I mean, why? I did like Sean Penn's performance as the Brock Vaughn character, Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw. Okay, all right, I liked him. He was good. Um, and the Christmas boys, whatever it was called, the little super racist white authority people that he was involved with. The only problem with that, the only problem with that is that was like three or four people behind the scenes, and that's not realistic. What's going on right now is that super racist white supremacist nonsense is right out in the open, and so the idea that it would be somewhat hidden, no, 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 and that anyone would even care. I mean, I guess this was, and changing all of the revolutionary fervor to be about civil rights and making all of the revolutionary characters black or interested in black rights. And that, okay, look, I know Pynchon doesn't really focus on it all that much, but in the 60s, there was a conflict between the SDS and those individuals who wanted a communist class based revolution and those people who wanted to overthrow the patriarchy as feminism or overthrow the power of the white man and were seeking racial equality. Those people who were interested in sort of a free love kind of approach and free all the drugs and things like that. And those people who were somewhere on the LGBTQ community who wanted sexual expression freedom and uh, uh, to decriminalize homosexuality. All of those forces, all of those different groups were competing against each other. And as I said in my review of Vineland, Pynchon missed the ball on just leaving out the gay struggle, the disabled struggle, leaving out some of the feminist struggle. He left out some of those key components. But the one thing he definitely focused on, all those revolutionaries, they weren't about race. They were about class. And there were some tensions between those class-based, which is what 24 FPS was looking for, that Marxist-Leninist class-based revolution versus those people who were seeking racial equality. There was some tension there, and that was an important part of what that was going on in that book. Which, again, by making all the revolutionaries about race, completely obscures that. And then bringing in the immigration stuff. It's like I guess Thomas said his name, Paul Thomas Anderson. Paul Thomas Anderson is being, kind of trying to be topical and bring it up to date and bring all the topical things into it, like him, yeah. But no. So, was this a good movie? Yeah, it was fun. It was enjoyable. It was ridiculous, and in that sense, it captured more of some of the spirit. I mean, when Leonardo DiCaprio is jumping across um, a gap between two buildings and falls and gets captured. Okay, that's funny. That works. But both this and his version of Inherent Vice, it just felt like a Coen Brothers ripoff. I mean, this felt like a Big Lebowski ripoff. I mean, the main character's running around in a bathrobe. And it's just like, okay, where's his White Russian? Where are his stupid bowling companions? I just, no. So it was a fun movie. It was an enjoyable movie, but it was absolutely not Vineland. So absolutely do not go see this with the idea that you're going to get any insights or any kind of understanding of Vineland. This is simply not Vineland. Like I said, Fun movie, enjoyable movie for what it is. He is a good filmmaker. I'll give him that. There were some memorable scenes in and of themselves. You know, the entire car crash, but the entire car chase in the last 15, 20 minutes of the movie, fantastic. Sean Penn, great performance. Great performance. But overall, yeah, his pension, 2 thumbs down. As movie, enjoyable, watchable, even good.